It's a big day today in the Supreme Court, and I'm joined by a man who's actually vindicated, who fought many a battle with the cabinet, with the various law officers, and finally was able, after 2 meetings of the cabinet, to get a clearance for a presidential reference. So you must be feeling extremely happy that the Supreme Court has now finally vindicated to a great extent your position on the question of auction of natural resources.
First of all, the cabinet was always with me, my colleagues were always with me, law officers were always with me. There was no issue on that, but I feel very happy that the Supreme Court has brought clarity to the system and finally stated that as far as policy is concerned, especially in the field of economic policy, where distribution and allocation of assets is concerned, that's in the domain exclusively of the government. And public good is above revenue maximization, which is our position. It has always been our position. And that if in the process of implementation of that policy there is any wrongdoing, it can be struck down. And in case there is any criminal culpability, that also can be interfered with by court by launching prosecution. So I think that's exactly what the government had maintained earlier, and that's exactly what the court has said. So there is clarity to the system, and we thank the Supreme Court for that. And we hope now that all institutions will work together in the context of this clarity, and the nation will be able to move forward instead of the kind of open-ended discussions that take place 24/7 in some of your channels.
So when you say these institutions, you're referring to the CAG. So it's to a great extent what you've been saying for a very long time, right from the time you took up this battle at a very troubled time after Mr. Raja resigned. Today for you, this must be it helps the telecom sector, though they haven't been able to give a decision on the telecom sector.
Let's be clear, the judgment of the Supreme Court was limited to the 122 licenses. That judgment stands. We have no intent, we never had any intent of interfering in the implementation of that judgment, and we have committed to the Supreme Court that will be implemented because we are going ahead with the auction. The question is the larger issue of distribution and allocation of public resources with intent to public good. What manner should be adopted for the distribution of those resources? The Supreme Court has now clarified that is exclusively within the domain of the executive. So policy cannot be questioned. However, if there is any criminal culpability or any wrongdoing in implementation, of course that can be questioned.
One final point, sir. The CAG, of course, and we've seen it in various episodes in the recent past. Is this a signal to them from the Supreme Court in a sense?
I don't want to comment on any of that. When all authorities read the judgment, they will obviously understand the signals that are in the judgment that they will take home when they go and work the institutions in which they are functioning.
So a path-breaking legislation from the decision from the Supreme Court. Clearly now, of course, the government is extremely relieved. This will help it in its case, in its various allocation of natural resources, and hopefully restore a great sense of balance on this very important constitutional question. Over to you in the studio.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display, full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.